Fans, Rick Tyler here in the demo room doing our next video. Today I'm going to be covering the umbrella, and we've developed a new umbrella. And before I go into the features of the new umbrella, I just wanted to cover why we developed it. I mean, it blows my mind that for years, even today, manufacturers are still producing umbrellas with ribs of 44 and 50 inches. Why? It just creates so many problems. A 50-inch umbrella, that's the length of the rib, is giving you about 8,000 square inches of canvas that you're going to then strap to a box. And in some cases, you can't even put guy ropes in. Well, that's mental. And the problem you've got with an umbrella that big, unless the wind's coming from a convenient angle, i.e. your left, you can't really use it in any way without it getting in the way of your landing net, casting, using your pole. So we set about creating an umbrella that just literally covers the areas you need to cover. We've reduced the rib length to 27 inches, and what that means is instead of having 8,000 square inches canvas, you've only got 2,000. That's massive. If you reduce the power the wind is going to have, it just solves a lot of problems. By reducing the size, you can have this umbrella in any setup to cover you whatever the direction the wind's coming from, because it's just a convenient size. So what I'm going to do now is just cover the features of the umbrella. It's 1.20 m in length. It's got a heavy duty canvas that we've put in with we've upgraded the rib size of what's on a normal umbrella from 3 mm to 4.5 mm. They're steel, and we've put them into, they're not just into a canvas pocket. Inside there is also a plastic socket, and that's all to do with reducing the risk of fabric tearing. And what that means, because of that thickness of canvas, thickness of rib, it's impossible for this to blow inside out unless you are in some ridiculous hurricane. You shouldn't be outdoors in anyway. The other difference is the actual on a standard umbrella, that tilt is normally 45 degrees. What we've done here is change it to 30 degrees. Okay, so that angle there is now 120. And what that does, it means it gives us a ability, which I'll show you in a minute, to actually set a steeper angle, which if you want to use it as a windbreak, is obviously what you want to do. It only weighs 1.4 kilograms, and because of its size, it's a lot easier to get in a rod bag, hold all, side pouch, as some of the bigger umbrellas. You could do it, but you've got to spend an awful lot of effort making sure it's all tight, which isn't as easy when it's all wet. So what I'm going to do now is just show it set up in a couple of manners, in conjunction with these brackets that can be supplied with it. I would recommend getting these brackets, and I'll tell you what, we've made the post of this umbrella thicker walled and 23 millimeters. You may have had umbrellas in the past, if you use one, that they dent easily, or they crease easily because there's just not enough metal out there. So if you're going to buy one of these umbrellas without the thing, just check that your brackets you've got currently are compatible with a 23 millimeter post, because most umbrellas on the market today are built at 20 millimeters. So what I'll do now is I'm going to set it up initially to take the fact I want a windbreak, because the wind will be blowing conveniently from my left, which is always a nice place to have it. I'm going to use two brackets, and I'm going to set, in this case, the brackets I'm going to have one bracket above the bait weighter, one bracket above the bait weighter. You'll see there's two elasticated loops on the back of the umbrella on D-rings that are solid. They haven't got a split in them. You can see there, I can literally just fix that to the back of the bait weighter. The beauty of obviously an Octbox bait weighter is it's solid enough to take any pressure. You can see that that's taken seconds. I've got plenty of cover now. If I want to cast, I can do. It's not getting in the way of my landing net or my pole. Now, as we well know, obviously, in the perfect world, the wind would always be coming from that direction, but often is the case it's not, and that's where a lot of umbrellas then become totally useless because you can't set them up. So in the event that's the case, what I'm going to do then is put both my brackets above the bait weighter. Now, on a D36 that's easily done because I've got an extension post built into the leg which I can raise. If I'm fishing on a non-Octbox system that's a D25, well, you're going to possibly have to raise, have an adapter and an additional post. If you're fishing on the D25 Octbox, we do the additional height adapter, which is this accessory, which you can fit to the top of the legs and it gives you more post, as an example. And the reason I say that, if you're going to use it in a non-tilted mode, you can see here, it's a lot more advantageous to have it higher up. And you can see there, I can still easily cast, do everything. I can still even get my top kit set. And the reason being, it is literally just covering the edge of the side table, the edge of me, the edge of the bag at the back. Obviously my leg is still going to get wet, but I'm going to be wearing waterproofs. The important thing is, for someone that wears glasses, they're not going to get, and I can of course lower this down if I need to, if I want even more protection. So that's the umbrella in a nutshell. I look forward to your feedback, but I think until other manufacturers start realising you don't need monstrous umbrellas, I can get off this umbrella without the risk of the wind taking it off and throw it in the lake. That's got to be a big plus in its own right. It's also going to take a lot less pressure, and it's built to the job, not going to get in the way. So hopefully for those anglers that say, I never have a requirement for an umbrella, I prefer to use the clothing because it just gets in the way, this will make you rethink that. Until the next video, tight lines.